is going on, everybody? It's episode 49 of Gridiron Garage, and I'm your host, Zach Curtis, and alongside of me is a co-host at J Law. And what are you doing, buddy?
Hanging out with my two buds.
And our other bud over here is the man who tried to take this business down to the ground.
Just whacked it in the knees, knocked it to our knees, dude. Knocked us down.
Knocked us down at Big Daddy Griff. Jesus. What do you have to say for yourself, Griffin?
I don't see this on the layout.
Griff, there's a lot of people that literally show up to work, they're in a bad mood, and then they can't listen to the Gridiron Garage on top of it? You ruined people's day, Griff.
Ruined it.
Ruined it.
So, Griff, we've been doing this for about a year. It's been about an idea. Griff joined us pretty early on, and he decided that he wanted to take over the YouTube. I was like, sweet, man, all you. Made a sick intro. And I get on the next day, boom, copyright notice. Griff is using copyright music.
No, I'm not. I'm using non-copyright music, but I didn't follow the right rules to use non-copyright music. So that's what happened. And I didn't know. I unknowingly didn't follow them.
We got a copyright notice on YouTube. So, and then didn't even upload Thursday's video.
I didn't know. Jeez. What a poor excuse.
Jeez.
You run a stoplight and say, I didn't know, officer. I didn't know. I didn't know murder was illegal, officer.
Damn.
I didn't know.
We're just going to... I mean, I don't even know how to get over it, honestly.
I didn't know I couldn't sell drugs, officer. How was I supposed to know that was illegal, officer?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
But anyways, I'm just giving you shit, Griff. I just thought it was kind of funny that we've been doing this
I was surprised when it happened.
Yeah.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was on Griff's side.
The reason was because our other old song wasn't long enough to be copyright striked.
Mm.
The other one was like 30 seconds that I made. We can use it if it's like less than, I think, 15 or something like that.
Yeah, I would always play like 10 seconds of the old one. But anyways, it's Tuesday, Gridiron Garage Tuesday, and we got a whole slew of stuff to talk about. March Madness popping off. Who's going to eat the chip? Probably me.
Well, it's close. It's close to me or Zach.
It is MLB opening week. We're going to talk about that, and then some moves that happen in the NFL, but let's jump right into the March Madness. I want to say that Oral Roberts, they almost did it, man. They almost did it, Griff.
If they would have won that, I would have been eating the chip.
You would have been eating 100%. The chip. So Oral Roberts would have became the first 15 seed to make it to the Elite Eight. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about?
That's absolutely crazy to think about. No 15 seed has ever made it that far?
Nope, no 15 seed.
I mean, I would have believed if you were like, no one has ever won or made it to the championship, but the Elite Eight, no one's made it that far.
I mean, think about it. So, Oral Roberts, never heard of them before this.
No, but there's been good 15 seeds, like maybe not good, but big name 15 seeds.
Like who?
Right? Yeah, like who?
I don't know. Let me go through all the. There's good. Good name teams not even in what?
Well, typically 15 seeds.
Duke's not even in the tournament. Yeah, they could have easily been a 15.
The way the seeding works is it's seeded out differently. So typically 15, 16, 14, and 13 seeds in that range. They're typically mid-major schools. They're not like Power 5 schools. So those are like the ones that like win their tournaments and make it in. So if you look at all the history of those, they're like almost always gonna be mid-majors. It's very, very rare that a Power 5 school gets that low of a seed. It was like mind-boggling that they had Michigan State and UCLA's 11 seeds. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not very common. It's just the way the seeding works. They reserve those lower seeds for the mid-majors, and the higher seeds typically go to the Power 5 schools. It's just kind of how the way it's like built out. So it's not very common to get a 15 seed that's even in one of the Power 5 conferences. It's very, very, very rare.
Yeah, like every time my alma mater and KU made it, they were 15 seed.
Well, you should have known they had no chance.
They almost beat UK a couple years ago, man. I think they only lost by like 7 points.
When we were seniors in high school, Jake, EKU made the tournament, and they almost beat... Who did they almost beat? I don't remember. They almost beat Kansas. So they were like a 15 seed, Kansas was a 2. And I think EKU was only down like 3 points with like 6 minutes to go, and they ended up losing by like 8.
Basketball's a weird sport like that, though.
Yeah.
Like a bad team can hang with a good team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like football, no way.
No, I agree.
You can't take like a mid-major school, put them against Alabama, and Alabama's going to beat them by 50 every time.
I think baseball is the ultimate of that, though, because like remember we went to that EKU Louisville baseball game, that dude hit like 4 bombs on us from Louisville. So the day before that, EKU beat them like 8-2.
Yeah.
And then that dude came out the next day, and they just like thumped us. So
I feel like baseball though is a very hit or miss sport. Like you could thump somebody in one game and then have a doubleheader, and then they would just come back. Yeah. I was just reiterating what you were saying. But this is the first time that Arkansas has reached the Elite Eight for the first time since 1995. That year, they also went to the Final Four.
Let's hope they do it again.
So
say right now, if Arkansas wins tonight, Zach's guaranteed to eat the chip.
So you want to run through your little scenarios there about?
Let's reiterate the chip. The chip is what 1.9 million Scoville units.
Put it in perspective. The freaking blazing wings from B-Dubs, really hot, and they're like 350,000 Scovilles.
I just want to say,
Oh man, that's a lot of Scovilles.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were that hot.
Think about the chip though.
I've tried one of those before,
Think about the chip though. That's like
and I ran to the sink. Was there?
that's like dude, that's literally like 6 or 7 times hotter than this freaking chip.
so the chip itself blows my mind that it is. What did I say? It was like $42 for one chip.
One chip.
Like, think about the size of a Dorito chip because that's how big it is.
Well, it's like
It is
marketing though. That's the reason they
Right.
upcharge it. But still, yeah,
$42.
yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
We should make loser pay.
It's like golf balls.
Loser pays. You get fucked on eating the chip, and you got to pay for it.
There's a big difference in golf balls.
Golf
I don't
balls.
want to hear
Get
it.
out of here.
I'm
Golf, it cost them like 2 cents to make a golf ball, and everything else is marketing.
Golf ball's an expensive
No.
sport.
Yeah, and then
You cannot tell me that every golf ball is the same, from a Pinnacle
But
to a Pro V1.
How much you think a Pro V1 cost to make? It's
mean, yeah, I
it's
agree
like
with
3
that.
layers,
I
4
agree
layers.
with that, but the inside is what makes it different.
Yeah, but the marketing is why it's so much more expensive.
Right, I agree with that.
Or else it's calling the difference between 2 cents and 4 cents.
All right,
So-
give them a.
I'll do a quick rundown.
Yeah, a quick
so,
one.
here we go. So I'll start with Jake first because he has the slimmest chance of eating the chip. So as we're recording this right now, Houston's up at halftime by like 16. So in order for Jake to eat the chip, he has to have Houston, Gonzaga, and Michigan all lose in the Elite Eight. So very slim of that happening. Jake's probably safe. It would be a terrifying demise if somehow Houston blows a 15-point lead and then the other two teams somehow lose and Jake has to eat that chip.
I know you feel as if I'm safe, but with the chip on the line, I feel as if nobody's safe. Griff's like reassuring me. I'm like, bro, chill out. Like, this is not a done deal.
so-
I'm not talking anything.
For me, we got Arkansas Baylor tonight. For me to eat the chip, here's a couple of the most common scenarios is Arkansas loses tonight, right? And then Gonzaga has to go all the way then. So, or to make it to the championship game where I picked him. I picked him losing the championship game, but if Arkansas loses and Gonzaga loses before the championship game, I eat the chip. All right? Another one, that's probably the most common. That's the most common way that I'm going to lose. Or if Gonzaga lost tonight, let me think about this. If Gonzaga loses tonight, then and Michigan and Baylor win makes me eat the chip as well. But for Zach probably has the best chances right now to eat the chip, and I want to say quote unquote.
I like that. The best chances.
I want to say quote unquote the
Makes it
best.
sound like it's a good thing.
He has the
Buddy, you got the best chances of winning this
he has
thing,
the
dude.
best chances, quote unquote, of being the biggest loser. And Zach loses if Gonzaga moves to the championship game. Zach loses automatically. If Baylor loses tonight, Zach loses automatically. If Baylor wins, Michigan loses, and Gonzaga wins, Zach eats the chip. So
I'm going to eat that fucking chip.
He's got more outs. But I think, honestly, it might be... I don't know if Arkansas can do it. They did not look that great against Oral Roberts. I want to say Oral Roberts played awesome, but still Arkansas didn't look that great, and Baylor is just looking amazing. So I think it's going to be hard for Arkansas to beat Baylor, I think, but we'll see tonight. So hopefully, last night if you listen to this, but hopefully Baylor can shit the bed, and Zach can eat this fucking chip.
Yeah, so by the time that everybody listens to this podcast, you will know if I'm eating the chip or not because Baylor and Arkansas play. I have already played.
Yeah, but if Baylor wins,
it'll rely on
if Baylor
Gonzaga.
wins, then you can still you're safe for till tomorrow night, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean-
no, Gonzaga plays tonight, so definitely Gonzaga.
This challenge,
could
I'll
lose tonight.
literally, it'll be like in the middle of the day. I'll just be like making some eggs or, I don't know, getting some peanut butter or something. Like, fuck, that's going to be a hot chip.
Me
It's
too.
Like, it just pops in my head randomly. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I
It's
feel
like a
it.
little sink in your, like your heart just sinks into your belly real fast.
Yeah,
you're,
you're
like,
like,
oh,
oh.
I want to eat the
I
chip.
wanna eat
Yeah,
the chip
it's
either.
definitely terrifying. Hopefully,
You're about to go to sleep at night and you're like, oh.
hopefully Gonzaga just go to the championship. You're obviously the best team. Gonzaga, just go to the championship. Do me a solid. Go
Yeah.
to the championship.
Easy.
I don't care if you win it. Just
Easy.
I
go
got
to
a
the
question for you,
championship.
Jake. So remember probably about a month ago when I bet Griff that I could beat him in Madden and he would have had to eat a pepper?
Yeah,
and he bitched out.
he did bitch out.
No, you're not saying the
So-
whole thing. You're not saying the whole thing.
Technically, y'all didn't shake on it.
Yeah, well, no,
Griff's
well,
kind
that
of
too.
right, but he did. It was
But-
a bitch move.
But it was
No,
a bitch move.
it
I
wa-
agree. It was a bitch move. But I also was the only reason you beat me in Madden is because I was on Hall of Fame difficulty and you were on rookie, which
Right.
I agreed to.
And we agreed to it.
But I severely underestimated the skill gap the game gives you if you're on rookie
No.
to Hall of Fame.
I'll tell the story as an outside standard. So they are texting, and Zach's like, "I can whoop your ass in Madden," and Griff's talking shit, and he's like, "Dude, I can beat you on rookie mode, bro."
I
So
thought I
Zach
could.
plays on rookie. You play on all pro.
All
Pro.
Madden. No, I play on the hardest difficulty.
I can't
Yeah,
remember. what
it
you
was the
played.
hardest one,
All
whatever
Madden.
that is.
Yeah.
Okay. And before this goes down, they're talking about like doing the pepper bet. And then
This
Zach,
is just a pepper, though, not the chip.
Zach said, "Hold on, before I make the bet, I want to see if I have a chance of winning." Then proceeds to play the entire game, whoops Griff's ass, and says, "All right, now let's make the bet."
Okay, hold on. Hold
So
on.
it was Zach who was the first one to bitch out, and then he
No.
yells at Griffin for being the one that bitched out.
Hold on, Griff. Let me explain why I said let me play the game first, because how often do I play video games? You both can attest to that.
I mean, if you would have made that right there,
No.
he would have probably agreed to it.
Answer the question.
I mean,
Answer the question.
That's why you're on the difficulty you were on.
Well, I want to ask you a
Hold on,
question.
hold on.
though. I know
Answer
you
the
don't play-
question.
I know you don't play a lot
Hold
of
on.
video games.
No. Okay, so I don't play enough video games. So I didn't know if you guys were screwing with me or not. That's why I wanted to play, because I didn't want you.
So-
I didn't want you guys to be
wanna
like, "Oh yeah, we
but then
flipped it."
What you essentially said though was like, "Hey, I'll bet you $1 million that I beat you in one single game of tic tac toe. But let's play the game first, see how it ends,
Nope.
and then we can throw the bet out
Nope.
there."
Tic-tac-toe
that's-
is way different.
No, that's essentially what you just said.
No, my logic is the same, because I thought you guys
then
were
you
screwing me.
You wanted me
because-
to eat the chip after a practice game to see how
No,
you
I
would
did
do.
not want you to eat the chip. I wanted to actually play it like we agreed to, and you bitched out.
Oh well, yeah. I also severely underestimated the all Madden versus rookie discrepancy. I somehow had the game like 42-42 at halftime, and I was like, I'm not fucking winning this game because I'm like barely scraping. I barely scored for halftime. But yeah,
Oh well. I
that
mean,
also wasn't the one chip. That was like Les Scovilles. It was still a
Yeah.
fuck lot.
Well, no one's backing out of this bet. It's going
no,
down.
It's going down.
And
Jake,
it's going on all our social media platforms. So be on the lookout when this tournament's over. It's going to be awesome.
yeah, we're gonna have to order it here soon, so it's here by the time the final.
Okay. I got a gift card.
Doesn't the final play?
Put it on
Isn't it on
weeks.
Monday?
No, Monday. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to order it now.
It's on
So
Amazon, right?
yeah, it's on Amazon.
All right. It'll be here. 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's what Amazon used to be.
I don't know, dude. The
Do you
Suez
remember
Canal
the day?
got blocked. It could be a chip shortage.
Do you remember the day Amazon used to get shit to us in 2 days?
Yeah,
They
They used
still
to
do.
still
promise
happens.
us shit.
I ordered something from Amazon the other day.
Oh,
It came in
you
2 days.
lying bastard.
I got something at Amazon on a Sunday and I ordered it on a Friday. Like
Mm-hmm.
this past like a couple days ago. I swear to God, it's upstairs. You want me to show you?
Well, if you get a crumbled
say
chip,
2
you know
days.
why.
And then in 2 days it says, your package is running late.
No,
You're like,
didn't happen to me.
It was
motherfuckers.
COVID, bro. Leave it alone.
I got something in 2 days. 2 days ago.
All right. We all have an excuse.
Anyway, back to the tournament. Or
Bezos.
Roberts was awesome, but
They were
Sad-
Dude, they were
sadly.
inches away from winning that game.
Oral Roberts just couldn't finish. Oral was almost there. They were getting so close, and they blew their load at the end. They couldn't finish it. So.
Yeah, I can never finish on oral either. Well,
Those are like the most kindergarten jokes I've ever heard in my life. They were terrible. I hope nobody laughed at them.
Oh my god!
I told you people don't laugh when they're alone. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, Oral was trying, man.
I was laughing today. I was listening to Theo Vaughn and somebody he had on his podcast, and I was rolling, dude.
They're funny
Dude,
though.
Oral,
are funny.
Oral
Yeah.
was trying. They just couldn't get the boys going.
Theo is super funny.
He is.
I don't know
funny.
what it's like. Is like I don't know.
like-
Country
he's like-
ghetto.
yeah.
He's weird. He just I don't know. He's just funny, man. The way he carries himself.
Yep. But so going back to the tournament, I want to talk about Jake picking Houston. Right now, they're up 34-19. Watching the game, recording with the boys. But Jake, you know they had the easiest cakewalk in all of NCAA basketball to
I
get to where
disagree.
they're at.
I disagree.
The
I
easiest.
think you're playing the seeds too much. But this
easiest.
team,
No,
you know who they went through?
Hold on. I want to talk about.
Who'd they go through?
I want to talk about before
Who
they
did
even made
they
it to
go
the tournament.
through?
I want to talk about before they even
So,
made it to the
who'd they
tournament.
go
dude.
through?
To date, real quick, I just want to. We'll throw perspective out there in case anyone didn't realize.
I don't want to hear about how
to
UC
date-
absolutely whooped up on Wichita. All right.
All I want to show out is to date, like to right now, Houston as a 2 seed has beaten a 15, then a 7, then they beat an 11, and they're currently playing a what is that?
12.
Oh yeah.
12.
What? Who'd Purdue lose to?
Yeah, 15.
Oh,
No, okay, 13. 13.
Okay,
sorry.
13. Oh,
13. So,
wow.
this year-
12 seed. Oh, wow.
Listen,
This year with COVID.
I'm not saying that.
Oh, wow.
I never said they were better than
How many
Houston.
big teams lost? How many Big Ten teams lost
I
to,
never said
12
Purdue.
seed or
Listen
higher?
here. I never said Purdue was better than Houston. Houston had a higher seed than them from the start. So, go back
How
and
many
find me
Big
saying
Ten
Purdue's
teams
better than Houston.
lost
and
to
I'll
a
admit I'm
12 seed or
wrong.
higher in this tournament? It's got to be 3 or 4.
My team didn't make
wow.
it, so I'm not in it. But I just want to tell you. So this year was the year of COVID, and they played all their games within the division. Correct? The AC or AAC.
I guess so.
They may have
So,
played a couple games
they
earlier
had
in the season. against
5
someone else.
teams with a winning record in their conference. UC was only 1 game above 500.
How do you explain
and
it right here?
And
Oh,
SMU
listen,
only played
listen.
17 games. So really, it was only a 3-team race.
You want to talk shit?
Memphis won the NIT.
Memphis
so,
dominated the NIT.
and they were good, and I agree with that.
They
So-
should have been in the tournament. They got fucking gypped, bro.
Essentially, there
The
was only
AAC gets gypped.
There was only
they said,
2
"Oh,
or
we'll
3
put them
teams
in the lower tournament because
No.
that's where they belong." It absolutely wipes the floor with these fucking
So
scrubs.
It is where they belong.
AAC essentially only had 2 or 3 teams that they were competing with.
Yeah.
The Big Ten had 9 teams. 9 teams with winning record, and I agree. They
know
shit
what
the
I-
bed.
you know what I think
but
it is?
statistically, they should have had a better chance.
No, you know what I think it is before you talk, Jake? I think the Big Ten was just so big and burly and strong, they just beat each other up. And they beat each other up in a long season. They
That's-
couldn't
I mean, I
handle
can
it.
say that with the AAC. They played each other all
Oh,
year.
no, but they had shitty teams they
Big
played.
Ten
The Big
plays
Ten beat each other up
Big
because
Ten
they
plays
had a bunch of
non-Big
tournament
Ten
teams
Hold on.
that were really good.
Who
They
are the-
beat each other
who are
up
the
and they
non-Big
couldn't make
Ten
it in
teams?
there.
You guys are getting muted. One person at a time.
Who are the non-Big Ten teams that they won? Why the records are so good?
Wait, say it again.
They
Who are the non-Big Ten games? Because he was talking about how AAC only plays AAC teams.
the Big Ten only played
So the-
Big Ten this year.
So how do the records matter then?
No, the big
They played teams-
Iowa played Gonzaga. Purdue played Clemson. Like they played
Yeah.
out of conference earlier in the year.
They did.
Yeah, but most
in
of their out of the conference games
I said
are
Houston.
teams that don't
I said
matter.
Houston probably played out of conference really early in the season. Like
Listen,
they probably played like 2
listen to
teams
what
out
I'm
of
saying.
conference.
Most of the Big Ten, not all of them, but most of the games those teams play outside of their conference are scrubs. So all their records are going to be good.
I mean, Michigan State played like good teams. They played in the Champions Classic. Like early in the season,
Oh,
they
yeah?
have a bunch of big games they
Yeah,
play.
they
but
play,
they,
like,
they do
UK.
play
During
some
the
scrub
season
teams.
and later in the season,
do
they
play
play
some
all the
scrub
scrub
teams.
teams in between to boost their fucking numbers. We all know this.
How many scrub teams?
Every
do you
team
think they
does
played?
it. All the teams do.
Yeah, but it's not like football where every single non-conference game is a scrub team. In basketball, they
All
actually
I'm
play good
saying-
and bad teams.
Is they showed themselves. Big Ten showed themselves.
But in the Big Ten, they have about 10 to 12 good teams normally that they have to play in conference. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is the AAC only had like 2 or 3.
right. But then if you only play each other, there's no way to tell how good each other is.
Unfortunately, we'll never know. The only way to settle it, is to put Houston in the Big Ten for a season, see how they finish. Like this Houston team in this last year's Big Ten. But
We'll
there's no way
put
to
them in the
there's-
entire
there's no way
tournament
to
and see
settle
how
it.
they finish.
There's no way. Houston played one Big Ten team, and it was one of the worst ones. They almost lost. So
Oh,
Well,
one game.
they
All
almost.
right.
I mean, that's the
Guys.
Did they win?
No, they won.
Did
by,
they win?
They won by 1.
Did they
I
win?
think, against a bad team.
They won?
Against a bad
They won?
Rutgers team.
Did they win?
Come on, Jake.
Did they win?
Come on, Jake.
Did they win?
So the only way to settle
Rutgers was
this.
one of the farthest fucking Big Ten teams in the tournament.
15.
All right, boys.
7.
People are about
11.
to start to get muted here.
12.
This is terrible.
Those are the seeds that Houston played.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
Griff got muted. So statistically, quit.
I want to say I was just trying to troll Jake though.
All right, well, you're done talking. So Michigan and Houston
I think
can.
the Big Ten was a little bit overrated.
Can you fucking quit? You're pissing me off.
I was trying to finish my statement. You just cut me off.
That's the point of the mute button.
Come on.
So Michigan and Houston can play each other to decide who the winner is. So what if Big Ten comes out on top?
What do you mean? That'll be in the championship, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that could settle our whole argument.
Oh, that's fine to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather them play Michigan than Gonzaga.
You think so?
Griff says no because that means he's eating chips.
That's a little bitch. Yeah, no, if that happens, I'm fucked. So I actually want Michigan to lose.
The chip trumps all right now, guys.
I know. I would
debate on the pod. I will fucking push it aside so I don't.
I'm telling you right now, Purdue could be in the national title game. If they win, I eat the chip. They lose, I'm safe. I'm rooting for them to eat that.
No, you're not.
I'm rooting for
No, you're
them.
not.
I'm rooting for. I'm gonna eat that fucking
I'd eat a
chip.
chip right now to give Cincinnati a championship.
Oh my god, dude, that's so terrifying.
And
Yeah, I
football,
probably would too.
basketball,
I probably would
baseball, anything.
I probably would too.
I'd rather give it
Actually-
in football.
Yeah, for sure. Dude,
Shout
you
out-
tell me the Bengals win the Super Bowl right now, I just got to eat that chip. Dude, I'll stick it in my
down.
butt. You know how much I burn? I don't give a fuck.
Actually, shout out right now. Purdue actually won a national championship the other day. One of their divers won a national championship for national championship in diving. That's 4 national champion divers there in the last 10 years. Just saying, diving school. Purdue Boilermakers, a diving school. I don't want to
take it away. I mean,
they've had 2 gold medalists in the Olympics for diving.
It's a sport, dude.
It's a diving school, bro.
To be that level at any sport in the entire world is impressive.
Diving
right?
school.
So you don't take it away from
Diving
that person.
school. Where's IU's diving banners, huh?
They don't need them. I'm just pissed.
I'm sure any of our schools we could look at they'd probably have championships.
EKU's super good at
track and field?
cross country. They have a bunch of cross country runners that are like really good every year.
So the thing that I'm worried about, since you were talking shit about IU just now, is that Gonzaga could go undefeated.
I hope they do
and win the championship.
Then I'm not eating the chip, and I can make fun of IU fans for still holding on to that, even though it happened before they were born.
My dad was born.
Yeah, but you weren't, and you keep talking shit about it. You were born for another like 15 years.
When was the last time before 2016 the Cubs won the World Series?
109
Yeah,
years.
Exactly. And he probably was like,
what's your point? What's your point?
He's won more championships.
Yeah,
well, I'm saying, but before that, he was probably like, man, the Cubs still won the World Series.
No. You know how embarrassed I was? You know how embarrassed I was? That's why I talk about 2016 so much. I mean, that was a lie.
Props, yeah.
It was the opposite. I was embarrassed by it. It's like it's embarrassing to talk about a championship that happened 20 years before you were born.
It's all we got, Griffin.
Man, that Boomer Esiason, he was great.
It's all we got.
They didn't even win the Super Bowl
I know.
that year.
That's the sad part. They made 2 in a row. Anyway, we got way off track.
We did. We got mad at each other, yelling at each other.
Quick,
I don't know where we're at.
Let's talk about IU then real quick. They hired a new head coach. So, I don't know. Mike Woodson, I mean, he upside, right? Here's the plus side, right? They hired an IU grad. That's what they wanted. They wanted to copy some of the other schools like Michigan State. Tom Izzo is a Michigan State grad. Purdue's been kicking their ass for years now. Let's be honest, they have been. And they have a Purdue grad, right? So they wanted to get one of their own. Problem is, like no one wanted to coach him. So then they tried to get Ohio State's coach. Supposedly, I don't know if it was true or not. I saw conflicting rumors, but I saw most people saying that they reached out to Ohio State's coach. He just straight told them no. Like they didn't want to consider an offer. And then some ultimate power move, a guy who I don't even think was on IU's radar, but Steve Alford, who's like one of the best players of all time that played at IU. He used to coach UCLA and a couple other teams. He just came out and said, yeah, I'm taking myself out of the running for the Indiana head coaching job. And people were like, okay, I don't know if they were even looking at you, but that's a power move, dude. Like, I'm just not going to coach him. So that was pretty funny. But
why would you not want to coach him?
I don't know. I think.
I mean, I could see if you were at a equally as big program.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
he's
Ohio
not coaching
State's
anywhere right now.
As big as Indiana.
Maybe historically,
maybe they're growing, but
right now they're definitely way better than Indiana. But like as like a program, like Indiana,
you want to get recruits next year.
Want to get recruits?
Can you
next
get better
year?
recruits to Ohio State or better recruits to Indiana?
Next year probably Ohio State, but like in the next 3 years, it's definitely gonna be IU. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like with IU, it has to do something higher with higher than just being the head coach. Like I feel like it has to be like president of the school or like athletic director or something. I don't know if that's their issue.
I just think Archie Miller was a terrible head coach.
No, I'm not saying that. Like I'm saying like why people don't want to come in.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean they've been bad for a little while now. Like I said, they've made the tournament since like 2015, I think it was. And I don't know, they need to. Hopefully, Mike Woodson works out for them. I'll put it this way, you know, I said that if they went for Chris Beard or Eric Musselman, who were awesome head coaches, Chris Beard made a championship game. He lost that in that Virginia year with Texas Tech. Eric Musselman's in the Elite Eight with Arkansas tonight. If they would have hired one of those guys, I would have feared Indiana. I would have been scared. I'd be like, okay, so these are really good recruiters. They're really good coaches, and they're at a blue blood school where everyone in state wants to go, right? Because even as a Purdue fan, I'm not jaded enough to realize that like majority of fans in Indiana are IU fans, and all the kids grow up want to play at IU. You know what I mean? And instead, they go for Mike Woodson, who has the hometown factor. But if you look at his coaching tracking record, he's never coached in college, not a single time. He's never recruited or anything because he never coached in college. He's only coached in the NBA, and he had a losing record in the NBA. Like his track record's not the best. I think people were saying they were kind of scrambling for a head coach and said, all right, let's hire Mike Woodson. Then he's a graduate. He ticks half the boxes. They like ticked half their boxes. All right, we'll go with it.
I just want to know why they gave him a 6-year deal.
I mean, Archie Miller was given a 6-year deal, and they fired him after 4.
Right,
so.
But like Archie Miller at least coached in college and like had a decent track record.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He said in his press conference today, Mike Woodson said, if we want to win basketball games, we've got to be able to shoot the 3 ball. And everyone's like, brilliant. He figured it out. He figured it out.
I just checked analytics.
He got just 3 ball.
Got to quit with this mid-range shit, guys.
We'll see. I think typically what I've noticed, I mean, they're trying to go for the Juwan Howard effect with Michigan because the one thing I'll say, so Coach Beeline went to the NBA and they hired Juwan Howard. And his first year, Juwan Howard didn't do great, but he didn't do bad. And then this year, Michigan's insane, right? They're really, really good. And so that's what they're trying to go for. They hired an old player to come in and try and like recruit kids and do really good. The one main difference that some people were forgetting is the team Juwan Howard took over previously the year before went to the Sweet 16 and won 27 games. The team that Mike Woodson's taking over hasn't been to the tournament in 6 years, and they recently just won 12 games. That's the big difference. So that's something that people are forgetting. And the bad part is IU has 6 players in the transfer portal right now trying to transfer off their team. So that's bad. They're saying that they think some of them will come back. They'll just stay, which they might. But their best player, Trace Jackson Davis, hasn't said whether he's going to go to the NBA, whether he's going to transfer or stay yet. He said apparently the coach is going to talk to him and try and get him to stay. So we'll see. I don't know.
You know what's good about rooting for a team like UC?
What's that?
Is that you get to keep all your players for 4 years.
Yeah, I know. That's how Purdue is too. I know.
It's nice.
I know. It's awesome.
You hear about like UK and Duke, and they're like, oh, they're the one and dones. You're like, oh, we're building chemistry, baby. We'll be there in 4 years. Don't you fucking worry. We got all these freshmen out here playing.
I feel you.
But
I think that's cool about NCAA, though. Because, I mean, these teams can compete with Duke because they have 4 years of chemistry built up between different players. And Duke obviously out-athletes them.
But wouldn't you rather...
get a fast break, they're going to dominate.
Wouldn't you rather win every year than wait 4 years? And then wait another 4 years? And then wait another 4 years?
It's just how it works, man. You got to rebuild.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you're the Reds, you got to rebuild. If you're the Dodgers, you don't. That's how it works.
Or if you're just like a UK fan,
I think he's not saying that he likes it more. It's just saying that he's the team he chose and you can't change it.
No, I'm saying I think it's cool about the NCAA tournament is because the smaller schools can compete with the big schools because of that chemistry factor.
I agree.
Because of the experience of a 4th-year player over an insanely athletic 1-year player.
I agree with that. I think in college it's like way more like I think in if you look at like NBA, like the history like the NBA and the history like even some NFL and some baseball teams, right? You can just put the best players in the world on the same team and they're going to be really fucking good. And they're probably going to have a really good chance of winning the championship. Mm-hmm. And you look at college, right? It happens every year with Duke UK, but they're younger and they definitely need more chemistry. But
they're so talented.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you can see as soon as there's a fast break of a wild ball or anything, they snag it. They run the court every time, fucking slam dunk it.
I feel like the chemistry factor comes more into play in college basketball than it does like the NBA basketball, right?
Yeah, I do too.
And because, I mean, you see these smaller teams that have been playing together for 4 years and they perform, they're able to beat like, the 1 year Duke was insane with Zion. They didn't win the championship. Even UK, which probably had the best basketball team in the last 20, 30 years, they lost in the Final Four to Wisconsin. They had a bunch of seniors, and Wisconsin beat them in the Final Four for the championship game. And that was the team that was 38-0, like for Kentucky. So
that was the worst year of my life.
Yeah,
I worked at a UK store. I'm not even a UK fan.
Oh man, they probably had 38-0 shirts, everything, and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, they did.
Oh man,
we actually had the 40-0 shirts in the back.
Yeah, they're ready to
sell. Yeah, and we had to send them back to Nike.
Sorry, UK fans. Sorry, UK fans. Anyway, college basketball's awesome.
Wait, Nike had something going on, didn't they? It was like blood shoes.
Lil Nas X.
Oh, do you want to save it for this or the next pod?
Okay. We'll save it for the next pod.
Yeah, you want to talk about it.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Save it for the next pod.
I have no idea what's going on, so that's all you, buddy.
Okay, I get that. It's kind of funny, actually.
Anyways, if you want to know, listen to Thursday's episode.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Even though it'll be a week after it actually happened, but still listen.
Yeah. I mean, if it even makes it up, we don't know.
It'll make it up.
All right, boys. Anything else we want to cover with the NCAA? I feel like we kind of beat it into the ground.
I don't want to eat the chip. You don't want to eat the chip. Griff don't want to eat the chip.
I do agree with you that every time I walk past something, I'm like, man, that chip's going to be hot.
Down with Baylor. Baylor lose.
Anyways.
You guys see my sick jersey that I got on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Who you got?
It's Vado.
Yeah, Jovo.
Yeah? Jovo? Guess who still bangs?
Joey bangs.
He still bangs. So if you're listening, well, it's not even opening day yet. It's opening day week, though.
When is opening day?
April 1st, on Thursday. Baseball is back.
Let's go.
So Jake and I don't know if Griff was on the pod yet, but we notoriously picked the winner of the 2020 MLB. And it was a hard one.
It was a hard one.
It was a hard one.
And I think this year is going to be a hard one, too.
Oh, you think you're going to go with them?
Yeah. I think Griff's going to go with them, too.
I just think, in my personal opinion, man, the freaking Orioles. They just look unstoppable this year. They're somehow doing it without spending any money.
I told you that day. I came back from Richmond,
yeah.
and I was like, dude, I saw this car today. Had a Baltimore Orioles sticker on the back. He said, not in my entire life. 24 years on this planet, I've seen a Baltimore Orioles fan. Till that day. Blew
Go
my
to
mind.
Camden
I
Yards.
was like, how many Baltimore Ravens fans you seen? Hundreds. Hundreds. Baltimore Orioles? Never, dude. Never one.
Yeah.
I've also not been to Baltimore, to be fair.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Is it like every other city?
No, there was like people wearing Ravens jerseys at the baseball game. Was there?
Yeah. They love the Ravens, man.
So, who y'all got win the World Series? Dodgers?
I want to. I'm gonna pull a Zach Kellerman here, and I'm gonna go with. I don't think it's an off the wall pick, but San Diego.
No, not an off the wall.
Not off the wall pick.
No?
I would
But
love
not
for
as
them
good as the Dodgers.
I would love for them to win.
I think all of us are going to be rooting
it.
for them to win.
Yeah, I love Slam Diego.
We don't want to see Dodgers win.
First
We
off,
think they
I'm
will.
rooting for the Cubs. But
Well,
if they
obviously.
didn't win, I would root for Slam Diego because I just love Tatis and that whole team.
So I'm gonna do San Diego and the Phillies, with San Diego on top.
I mean,
San Diego in the
Phillies?
AL?
Yeah.
I know.
oof,
Or
that's
wait.
rough.
I was thinking no.
The
never mind.
Phillies are the definition of
Underachievers.
what you said before. Is they look good on
we need to look that
paper.
up.
They look good on paper. You watch them. You watch film of them. They look bad.
Wait,
dude.
time out. Why are you guys roasting me for that? You look good on
said
paper.
that.
I know. That's what I want to know.
Griff said that looks good on paper.
What do you mean?
San Diego's in the NL.
And so are the Phillies?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Because
For some reason, I was thinking about it as basketball, like
Yeah.
the East and West.
No, yeah.
But yeah, that was dumb. All right, well, I'm still picking San Diego. But yeah, why you roasting me for that?
For the
on
on paper
paper,
thing?
yeah.
Paper means stats, and you don't like stats.
Yeah.
No.
No, because you said
Just by
on
the
paper is the actual opposite of watching film.
It's on paper. That's looking at the players and the individual stats of each player.
I'm
as a
looking at the
combined-
player.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at their stats.
I don't think
What are
that's
you
what
looking
on
at
paper
their
means.
their body?
I'm just looking at
you
their-
looking at their head.
I'm looking at their
Looking
name.
at their hair.
And if I see
their eyeballs?
if I see Tom Brady, I'm gonna be like, man, that guy's good.
a dang
Everybody
dude.
I
talks
see,
about
I see
him.
what you're saying,
this
Zach,
team's
but it
got-
also contradicts your film.
This team's got
aspect.
9 brown-eyed players, 2 blue-eyed. Yeah,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
be good.
What,
we're gonna be good.
What I'm saying is the Phillies are kind of the on-paper team, but they always underachieve.
Yeah.
I got Dodgers, and I'm going to go with the Dodgers beating the. I don't know. I don't know.
Are the
It
White
doesn't
Sox
matter.
in the AL?
Yeah,
That could be good. I mean,
I don't think the White Sox will be able to compete
No?
yet though for a championship. Not for a World Series.
I don't know.
They're gonna make the playoffs, but not for a World Series. I think the Twins are better.
Twins were good last year.
The Twins were way better than them last
They're
year.
pretty much equivalent, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dodgers, Yankees. Lame.
lame.
Yeah, money hungry. I want to throw some teams to watch out for: Padres, Braves, Mets. It might be the year of the Mets.
Yeah.
They're looking hot. Coming from the American League, the White Sox, Twins, Angels. It could be the year that on paper the Angels are good.
On paper.
No,
No.
the Angels, dude. Come on, man.
Who,
Otani hitting dingers, throwing 100 mile an hour. You got the best player in the entire league
So
on that team.
who do we have in the Central, boys? Who do you think's winning it?
Oh man, that's
I'm
tough.
going to have to go with the Cardinals because they're always going to sneak out
I
in the
keep
end.
forgetting that the Cardinals signed Arenado.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
I know. It's scary.
I don't know. My brain can't wrap my head around Arenado and the Cardinals. I think I don't know. I feel like the Cardinals really.
Cubs got worse. I think Cardinals are the best team in the division.
I think so,
It
too.
pains me to say, but I'm going to be a homer. The Cubs are winning the Central.
So I think
They're winning
that
it
it's
again.
the Cardinals, Brewers, Cubs, Reds, Pirates.
Brewers, I think the Brewers got worse too, though.
Who did they get rid of?
I was reading an article today and it had that exact order.
Did they really?
Yeah,
I mean,
They'd be
I was
close.
like,
I mean,
fuck the Reds.
the Cubs did get worse.
the
I
Reds
think
got
the
worse
Cubs are going to
too.
win it. I think the Cubs are going to
Yeah,
win
the
it.
Reds got worse as well.
Although, did you see? Is Trevor Bauer useless now?
Yeah,
Oh,
MLB 's
I want
gonna-
to talk about it. I got this here.
that's
MLB's
why
gonna
I was
crack
questioning
down.
your LA pick because of that. Let's dive into it.
All right, so MLB cracks down on foreign substance.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So their plan is to take game-used balls, send them to a laboratory for testing to see if they can find any residue of foreign substance on the ball. They will also regulate the analytics and spin rate and look for irregularities, and see if they can find out who's using pine tar.
Like
what
Trevor
time.
Bauer getting 500 RPMs from one season to another.
So Trevor Bauer's done.
Possibly.
Garrett Cole done. Dude, there's going to be, I don't know. Probably top 10 pitchers are probably just going to be
There's
shit.
probably so many pitchers you don't even know
awesome.
about that like use that shit.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, wow, I had no idea that, so and so was doing. I had no idea.
And you know what
that
drives
the
me
reason
nuts?
Luis Castillo's changeup was so good is because Trevor Bauer gave him his secret stuff.
So all you hear all the time is how baseball sucks because of the 3 true outcomes, right? The home run, the strikeout, the walk. We want to get rid of the 3 true outcomes. So everyone's over here brainstorming. We're going to move the mound back. We're going to shorten the mound. They find a way to actually do it that's already in the rule books by not letting them use foreign substance. And people throw a fit saying that foreign substance is part of the game. Like, foreign substance has been banned since like 1908. Like, come on, people. Just because they enforce it, you can't whine and complain about that. It's so dumb. It'll improve the game as a spectator for sure. There's going to be some pissed off pitchers, but fuck them. Who cares about pitchers? Nobody cares about pitchers.
Everybody.
Juice the balls again.
No, you only care about your team's pitchers. You don't care about the rest of the league's pitchers.
We need to juice the balls again.
So I am
balls.
so happy that the Dodgers got fucked in this whole deal, bro.
They did.
They paid $300 million.
Yeah.
300. Was it 200?
Well, it was 300, but the way his contract is,
It's technically only, but
3 1-year deals.
only some 1 year deals. So they can like cut them essentially.
The Dodgers, at minimum, are getting fucked over with $100 million to get an average pitcher.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. And I hope that the reason that the Reds let him go is because they saw it was coming. Like, they were ahead of the curve.
Nah, dude, the Reds are not that smart.
Dude, the Reds are. Last year,
Stop thinking like that.
Last year, the Reds went out and got Castellanos. You know why? Because they were envisioning the universal DH coming. That's why they went and got him. They even said it in a press conference.
But did it happen?
The NHL, it's gone now.
It did not.
Now they're fucked with too many outfielders.
You don't talk about rules. They need to add that back. Like I think
no
most of baseball is for that.
Everyone had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he freaking...
You could literally...
Who was really bad at hitting it?
Johnny Cueto?
Johnny Cueto, bro. He would just stand like all the way in the back of the box. Like, not the back as in like away from the pitcher, back as in like away from the home plate.
Back corner. Yeah.
He was like, I'm not fucking with this shit.
You ever see that video, that one relief pitcher that did that? It was like the worst at bat in MLB history.
I love that video.
Dude, this
that video
relief pitcher, Zach, he'd never hit in his life. He was only ever a pitcher, and he just looked lost at the plate. But they needed him to hit because they needed him to because they basically keep pitching the next inning. They batted more than they thought he would, so he got up and he literally batted on his shoulder like this, right? Stood if here's the batter's square, right, and the plate's over here, and normally you stand like that. He's standing back here, like literally in the very back corner.
Not even close.
Not even close to the plate.
There's no chance in this guy's swinging the bat.
He's never swinging the ball, and they walked him on 4 pitches.
4 straight pitches.
The guy just could not throw a strike.
He could have lobbed it in there at 60 mile an hour and just struck him out with 3 straight.
You know who's an underrated pitcher hitter? Lorenzen. I mean, he's not like
I think so. I don't know.
Mikey Biceps.
He's kind of well known. He kind of blew up.
Yeah, he hits the
think he
home
did?
runs.
Like, I know it's hard. It's hard when you're a fan of a team to realize how famous someone is.
I feel like if you go
The
to
MLB post about him a lot. Like they kind of made him into a star.
Mikey Biceps.
That's because he that one game where like his dad had passed away and then he like went off and what did he hit, like 2 or 3 home runs that game or something like
he
that?
hit 1, but it was his only at bat.
I thought it was I thought it was a couple.
He hit
Was it
1. He drove it to right center.
Hmm.
It was
Oh, no, I'm
it was
thinking
like
of
a high,
Scooter.
It was like a high and out pitch. Scooter hit 4.
Yeah, that's
With like 12
I'm
ribbies
mixing
or
them up.
something.
Yeah, that was
insane
crazy.
game.
It was literally one of the best games to ever.
Him and Josh Hamilton,
Ever.
man. Josh Hamilton, and then there's a guy for the Cardinals who has the record for RBIs. He has like 1 more RBI than Scooter and Hamilton.
Yeah.
But Josh Hamilton did that. He hit 2 grand slams, a 3-run homer, a solo homer, and then a 3-run bases clearing double or something like that. And he literally went 5 for 5 with 4 home runs and like 12 RBIs.
You wouldn't believe it if you like got out of that game and they're like, bro, you still don't have it. Someone hit 13. Like, how?
There was some Cardinals players from the 90s, and he hit 4 tanks, and they hit.
Oh my god!
He hit 4 tanks. He hit 2 grand slams, and then 2 2-run shots.
That's insane.
I know. He went 4 for 4 with 4 tanks. That's insane. I can't even remember the guy's name, but he was intimidating as shit. He had the whole left-handed swing, dropped the bat like Ken Griffey Jr.
And again, what do you guys think about them cracking down on foreign substance? Good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
The only thing I can see is, this is what I've been reading, is that catchers put pine tar in their mitts, which I don't know why. It seems kind of dumb to me. But theoretically that could fuck over your
shell.
pitcher,
They
right?
don't drop the ball.
Catch it. You get a mitt,
Yeah,
bro. You don't
but-
need sticky stuff in your mitt.
You know how often it is
I've
like
heard first baseman's doing it as well, but I don't know. They'll be fine without it.
you know how like it'll hit you right in the bread box and the catcher's mitt's all goofy, dude. Sometimes it just falls out.
So-
I swear,
They're the
dude.
best
I swear.
catchers in the world.
I know, but sometimes it happens, dude. Just watch the game and Tucker Barnhart would just be framing and all of a sudden it just falls out.
I can see it now, right?
I tested the
You,
catcher.
you got Manny Machado up there, who's hitting, who's got a fuckload of pine tar on his hat and his helmet and his hands, and he just picks up a ball and hands it to the catcher real quick, and they throw it back, and there's pine tar on the ball. Then
Yeah, I mean, there's pine tar in the game.
Yeah.
So to say that if a pine tar ever gets on the ball, that the
Yeah.
pitcher's gonna get like effed over,
So I think that in a way,
what if here we go?
I
Here's
think
how,
it's gonna have to be substantial.
here's how
I
they
guess.
you
fix
guys
it.
are being word bullies today.
Here's
I was
how they,
talking.
Here's how they fix it. Sorry, Zach. I had a perfect idea. Perfect idea. No way this goes wrong. You have a random fan. Pick a random fan, and they set an alarm for a random time in the game to go off. Completely random. No matter who's pitching, and it goes off over the whole arena speakers, and that's when all the umps converge on the pitcher and say, "Let me see your hands," and they check them for pine tar. Completely random every single game. Could be the first pitch. Could be like the 100th pitch. Doesn't matter. It could be completely random. That's how you get a random sample and you catch them in the act.
Well, why doesn't the MLB just?
Poor idea.
Yeah, that is a poor idea. But why doesn't the
would just
MLB
wait
just
till-
regulate that?
They would just wait till they came out, and then everyone would use pine tar after that event.
Well, then that's the prank is that it doesn't go off, so they never use pine tar.
I was at a Reds game once, and the fire alarm went off, and it was going off through all the speakers. It was loud.
Oh my gosh, that would
It is.
scare me.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You can't get out of a stadium very fast.
No,
Like if it
nobody
actually caught
left.
Fire. Nobody left.
Yeah, they were just standing there. I mean, they like stopped the game, but
Fire alarms are like the kid who cried wolf, though. I mean, think,
sometimes.
like you've
I
been.
mean, you were in a fire once.
Yeah, well, before that, I'm fucking terrified of fires now.
Have you ever pulled the fire alarm before?
Before that, I mean, imagine how many fire alarms and fire drills you've been in your life, and there's never been a fire. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the
Never. I wouldn't say never.
I have.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You guys,
I haven't been in one. No. I pulled the fire alarm once when I was in kindergarten. It was like halfway on accident, but like I like elbowed it. You need to like push in and then pull out. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little like handles. So I remember it clear as day. I was like in kindergarten, and I like elbowed it by accident, and pushed it in, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just fix that." And I went to fix it to put it back in place and pulled it all the way out in the fire alarm. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Damn.
I told the teacher and everything. I was like crying and stuff. He was like, "I'm sorry, it was me."
So going back to the substance thing, do you think that they're kind of, being like the government and just fixing something that nobody really wants fixed right now?
no, everyone wants it fixed.
Everybody wants it fixed? But like,
Everybody
fun
wants the
fixing it.
results of this. They don't want that fixed, but they want more balls in play, and they want less strikeouts. They want less home runs, not less home runs, but they want more balls in play, and this will do it. Easy.
but do you think that something as simple as like fixing the shift would do that?
Nope.
Not as much as this. This is like, dude, pitcher's been dominant ever since they, have been increasing spin rates and all the stuff on spin rates.
I mean, you're going to see pitchers that had sub 2 ERAs go to 4.
And you know what
4.5.
sucks too is that
6.
nobody's ever gonna hear from Bauer, because if Bauer does tell how he actually did it, he'll be banned from the Hall of Fame.
You think so?
Oh
For
yeah.
pine tar?
Well, remember a few episodes ago you were talking about like that substance that he had chemically made?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just pine tar.
I mean, yeah, but same idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same idea, but if it was just pine tar, yeah, but he literally went through like hiring chemists and like figuring this shit out. Like, I'm just curious to see how he did it now.
I don't think he'll ever come out.
Yeah, I know, but
His spin rate's going to fall back down. Everyone's going to know the truth, but no one's ever going to call him out for it. And the Dodgers are going to get screwed, paying him a shitload of money.
If they did nothing about the Astros, I don't think they would ban him from the Hall of Fame if he got caught.
Yeah, I don't
You know
think
what I'm
so
saying?
either.
Yeah.
well, Pete Rose, I mean, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, but his was like because it was gambling on games, so he could like control the actual outcome of the game technically. 'Cause even though he says he never bet on the Reds, but he admitted he gambled.
There's
right?
steroid users in the Hall of Fame, right?
There might be. I'd have to look. Let's see. Barry Bonds, no. McGuire, no. Palmeiro, no.
That's what I was
A-Rod,
thinking of
no.
earlier. Barry Bonds. Hasn't he gotten passed up like
A
handful of
bunch
times?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
That's who I was
Oh,
thinking of.
passed up on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
yeah,
they're-
yeah.
I don't
They
know
talk
if there's
about it all
any.
the time,
I don't know if
he's
there's
not
any
gonna-
known steroid users in the Hall of Fame right now. Like there might be some that people just didn't
Yeah.
really know about because
But like no one that actually like went.
well, there's that
and
one
got-
video when
trouble.
Canseco started using steroids. there was the thought that he was one of like maybe 20 players like total in baseball that were using steroids when he first did it. Like it was very, very underused. There very well could have been some player that was using steroids that we didn't know about like before Canseco.
Just flew under the
Yeah,
radar.
because it wasn't like the boom. Like he wasn't telling anyone about it.
He was only hitting 55 bombs a year.
Yeah, I know.
Is that the dude that fought in that Rough and Rowdy?
Yeah, Canseco.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fought is a
I didn't. Oh yeah,
strong
he didn't
word.
really. Yeah, I didn't know who he was before that, but after that,
was it Canseco?
I
It's
haven't.
crazy, dude.
Well, like I've heard the name, but like I couldn't. If
Yeah, he's
if he was
crazy,
sitting
bro.
right next to me, I'd be like, "Hey man, my name's Zach. What's your name?"
He probably said, "You don't know who I am? I'm a genetic freak. I'm a genetic freak."
I'm a genetic freak. Anything else on the MLB?
You mentioned here any teams with good off seasons.
Yeah.
I said Dodgers, I think, had a bad offseason signing Trevor Bauer, as we talked about. Padres had an amazing offseason, extending Tatis, because we know he's a generational
And they
talent.
got Blake Snell and
They
Yu
got
Darvish.
Blake Snell, Yu Darvish, dude, they picked up some
But
pieces.
now, watch their spin rates go down, and they're like, "Fuck, dude, everyone called us." Like, what if they,
they
were
picked
using
up
it?
some pieces, so I think Padres,
Look good.
they're looking good.
Spending a lot of money.
Cardinals,
That's what you do in baseball.
Nolan Arenado.
I hate their brown uniforms.
You don't like them?
No.
They remind me of like
I like the blue
UPS
ones.
guys.
Yeah, I know, that's why I hate them.
I like the
You
camos.
don't like a UPS guy?
I like when they used to wear the camos.
Dude, UPS people are the nicest.
I like when
I
they
don't
used
have
to wear
anything
camo
against the
jerseys.
people. I just don't like the brand's colors.
I don't have a positive image of UPS. I like it.
So if it was like FedEx, UPS, Amazon, who you picking?
I like FedEx too. They look like race car drivers to me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of Denny
Because
Hamlin.
of Denny Hamlin. Dude, speaking of race cars, we watched the final dirt track at Bristol
Yeah,
today.
that was insane.
Griffin and I did.
I
you
didn't
hear
know
about
they were
this?
doing that shit.
What happened?
They
So-
did a dirt race at Bristol.
At Bristol, they
I didn't know
covered
they
the
were doing
whole
dirt
track
race.
in dirt, and they put like these nice ass, expensive ass cars out there, like Denny Hamlin, like big name people. They're racing on a dirt. Yeah,
I
And
know
they
they
were
were
doing
doing
nice ass cars.
like their regular cars that they like,
their actual NASCARs are racing on dirt.
and they were banging up into each other, dude. They were drifting around turns
Yeah,
and
how
shit.
cool is
it,
that?
it
I
was wild.
awesome. I told him, I was like, I didn't know they were doing this. They need to race at Bristol, Darlington, and what was
Bristol's
it?
the smallest, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bristol's smallest.
Yeah.
Darlington's small, and they need to race at New Hampshire also. And they need to do
Bring
all.
that shit to Daytona.
Dude,
Dude,
but
see 200
insane.
plus on
Think
the
about
dirt.
this.
They won't be able to go that fast. But they need to do all three of the small tracks twice a year, one regular, one dirt. We need all more dirt tracks. That was insane.
You know how they have like the speed thing that they put on the cars when they're going around, like
No.
just like say how fast they are.
yeah.
You never watched a NASCAR race?
Yeah.
Well, they were going around this, and just put it in perspective. They were going down the highway like at our normal speed, 80, 90 miles an
Straight
hour.
away.
Yeah, and they were drifting
Whoa,
in a
whoa.
NASCAR.
I don't speed.
They were drifting in a NASCAR at that speed around turns on dirt.
How cool is that?
Dude,
that's
it was
insane.
crazy. Like,
It was insane. It was awesome. I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, what happened here? Did it rain? Did he put dirt down to try and like dampen the rain? He's like, no, they do dirt race.
Sounds
I'm
like my high school baseball game.
yeah, right?
Oh, NASCAR hired Bob Bigger. Oh shit, but it's raining. Throw some dirt out there. we'll race. Don't worry, we'll race. We'll get it going.
He's
Oh
out
my
there
God.
eating dirt after the rain.
oh my gosh.
That's all
shit.
I got for MLB.
That's all I got too. So, final segment, NFL.
Big trades.
Big trades. So, I wanted to highlight the trade. 49ers go from number 12 down to number 3 from the Dolphins. And then the Dolphins traded the number 12 spot to the Eagles. So now Miami has the number 6. The 49ers have the number 3. And the Eagles have the number 12. What I wanted to talk about was that the 49ers saying Jimmy G is their guy. And I believe that he is their guy for this year, for 2021. I think that they moved up to get a red shirt quarterback to essentially release Jimmy G or cut him or trade him in 2022.
I can see that.
But I can see Shanahan saying, because he's come out on record before saying that his offense is not very easy to learn. And I'm not really a big 49ers fan, but I think that they traded up to get a quarterback. But what do you guys think?
I like that take.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? Maybe Sewell, but who else is that valuable to trade up to number 3 to pick?
I think the only reason you trade up this high in this draft is because all the
quarterback.
quarterbacks are up high. I think they're definitely going to take one. I think they're going to take whoever they think the best available is. I don't know if Zach Wilson will fall to them. I think they want Zach Wilson to fall to them. I think they're hoping that the Jets are going to take like Jamar Chase or something like that, but I think the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson. So I think they're going to take either Fields or Trey Lance. I think they're going to take Fields, but I don't know. It's going to be Fields or Lance is my guess. And I agree with Zach. I think that they said Jimmy G, because what do you say? Yeah, we're just going to trade him. right? They're never going to say that, right? They're not going to say that on a live press conference, right? When he's like currently their quarterback. I could see it even being where like he plays like 3 or 4 or 5 games, then they aren't getting the results they want. They just make the switch then to they just yank it then. I could see that happening too. Similar to like what Baker did when Baker was a rookie, because they had Tyrod Taylor, and they said,
well, he also got hurt.
Baker. His name's Tyrod. I didn't know that, but yeah.
He also got hurt in Cleveland, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But like they still said
Right.
Hugh Jackson still said he's our starting quarterback when he comes back, and they just never started him again. So
I want to bring up the question with now the Dolphins have the number 6 spot. Do you think that they're going after a quarterback? Or because I haven't really heard the Dolphins come out and say Tua's our guy.
I think Tua is their guy.
No, Tua is their guy. So I think they traded back because they realized they could get some value and get another future pick, which they did, second round or 2, and I think they got a pick next year. But they realize that they can now, they're going to either get most likely Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts at 6, right? Because you look at it, it's going to be quarterback, and then it's up to the Falcons. The Falcons is the question mark. Are they going to go to the 4th quarterback and actually take Fields or Lance, whichever one's there, or are they going to take Micah Parsons? Or are they going to take one of the receivers? They don't really need a receiver because they have Julio Jones still, and they have Calvin Ridley, who are awesome. They could maybe take Kyle Pitts. They could even take Sewell, right? If they take Sewell and try to go online, then at that point, Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts are probably the next 2 picks, and that's going to be Bengals and Dolphins. So at that point, it's going to be Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts as an iteration of the Bengals or Dolphins. I think the Bengals will probably take Chase, and Pitts will go to the Dolphins at that point. So. Also, Jake, that's a little scary right there.
That is a little scary. Side note, we're watching the March Madness game, and Oregon.
I was joking about Houston blowing the lead, Jake, but now they're only up 3.
Up 3.
I mean, it was only like 12 when you said that.
At halftime, they were up like 16.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Miami. They also have the 18th overall pick in the draft 2021.
So I could possibly see them like taking Mac Jones, who's there, but he's gonna be gone by then. I think all the quarterbacks are shooting up. It happens every in the NFL, dude. Quarterbacks get overrated and drafted way too high.
Why does no one think Fields is good?
I don't know. I think he's good.
He has like I get that he's not. I don't know, but he has some like stats that they can throw at you that you're like, wow, that's incredible.
I think he's good. I like
some of his
Fields.
completion percentage and his like TDs to interceptions. You're like, oh my god, like crazy numbers.
Do the Jets have number 2, right?
He's banking a 3.
And Sam Darnold is on his last year with a 5th-year option, correct?
I believe so. I'm not sure 100%, but I think they're going to go for Zach Wilson.
I hope so.
Zach Wilson had his pro day, and everyone freaked out at his pro day because he made a couple throws that were insane. They were insane. The one thing I do want to say is, like, people see pro days and they freak out, like, oh, he's going to be the best quarterback ever. Did you see that throw he made? It was
They also have no pressure in their face.
Unpressured.
Yeah, I think it's almost useless.
No defense, and it's choreographed. They literally choreograph every single route and every single play. So I don't want to say it doesn't take skill. Obviously, like that throw he made where he's running to the left and threw it back right off his back foot and threw a perfect strike like 60 yards, that was an insane throw. That shows you that he can make these insane throws. The problem is he's got to do it with pressure in there. You know what I mean? Like Sam Darnold made the same throw in the regular season too at one point. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but that was also one of those throws that the coach comes and is like, "Don't ever do that again." But you got lucky that was a catch.
Yeah, yeah.
Bill Belichick like
There's the kind of fucking
Aaron,
kind of throws Aaron Rodgers fucking makes against the Cowboys in the playoffs. Fucking piss me off. Yeah. Jesus, but yeah, I think Miami's rolling with Tua for another year, and so we'll see what happens. I also want to say that the Eagles. So at first I thought it was a really dumb trade, and Eagles fans were super pissed off because they were basically going to get Chaser Pitts, and that's what they need. They need receivers bad. They need guys who can catch the ball, and they passed up that chance to go back to number 12. And Eagles fans are pissed off. The good thing is though, the Eagles have 3 picks next year now, 3 first-round picks in the first round. So chances are one of them is going to be in the top 10 at least. So that's going to help them out a lot.
That's just terrible for Hurts because they're going to have another shitty year, and they're going to be like, well, Hurts
I'm telling you, I think the Eagles did it on purpose because I think they're still not sold on Hurts, and they want to have it as a backup plan. Okay, if he has a shitty year, we can say, oh yeah, we need to get a new quarterback. He had a bad year. Right. So they're not giving him a kind of the support structure around him. But they kind of did the same thing with Wentz at the end. They did not give Wentz any support structure, and they were looking for an excuse to get rid of him. I think the Eagles organization is very bad, like very not smart.
Yeah. So how do we feel about 2021 17-game season?
More football, I'm fine with it. Some of the players are hating on it. I can understand. Like,
I think it makes sense.
Extra, like actual games, but
I think it makes sense on both sides. For the owners, they'll get more revenue if they have the extra home game that year, And then also, eventually, it'll make the salary cap go up because more revenue, more money to be, just
I think
distributed.
that's what some of the players are kind of pissed off about is like some of them like just signed contracts. Now they're adding an extra game. They're getting it's similar to like how baseball. I feel like some of them probably want more compensation, which I can understand that 100%. Hopefully that they'll be able to work it out some way cordially, so we don't have to go on a strike or anything again like we did that one year. But I can definitely see that. It's definitely going to make the salary cap go up, but I think that's what some people are mad about, saying the owners don't care about the players' safety. They just care about putting money in their pockets. I can see that angle, too. It's probably partially right.
Zach, are we playing when the Bengals go on strike?
I'll go try out,
You putting the stripes
what
on?
what do you want me to play?
Let's go. I don't know.
I want to get
out there.
I want to be a replacement ref. You know what I'd be doing if it was a replacement ref every time? That's a catch. That's a catch. Everything borderline. It's a catch.
It's a catch.
It's a catch.
I would for sure go out for running back
Running back.
or like a scary nose
If everyone
tackle.
else was just people like me, that'd be fun. But like they wouldn't. It'd be
No,
such.
you're gonna get some like
be high-level
big
athletes.
ass.
I wanna be a tight end, bro.
athletes.
Yeah, it would definitely be like the college athletes that didn't make it to the league.
Yeah.
I know.
Be like Vince Papale. You guys ever seen Invincible, that movie? It's a real life story about the dude made the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, Jake, they just tied it.
Or
Oh, they took a 3 away from Houston.
I know, he didn't get the shot off
That
in time.
was dirty.
what was I gonna say? It would be like the XFL, pretty much. They would all just convert to the NFL. Oh, the XFL players?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The AAF.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then I guess
Thomas Brady. Got all 22
yeah.
of his starters back.
So I want to ask you a question, Jake. Do you still fear Tom Brady and the Buccaneers?
No.
No. They brought back every single
I didn't-
player.
I'll be honest. I didn't know how good their defense was.
Good.
Yeah, very good.
Good.
I mean, they fucking dominated in the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely shut every team out. Their D line just
Huge.
literally bum rushed every quarterback like it was easy. No matter what O line stood in their way, they just bum rushed them. So, for that reason, I was wrong.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you,
Their offense still didn't really impress me,
bro.
but their defense really did impress me.
yeah.
And their overall team is good. Really
Tom
good.
Brady.
I fear Tom Brady.
Yeah, but their offense didn't really impress me. He just kind of did enough.
Oh, so he was manageable? Like Andy Dalton?
He was manageable.
Yeah, he was just an Andy Dalton type of guy.
In this, before we lose all our listeners.
Yeah, that was a terrible take, Zach. But
That was
I
your
think
take.
No, you're the one that said he could be manageable. I said he couldn't be.
right, whatever.
Bucks bring back all 22 starters. I wanted to point out Antonio Brown's not on the team, so I guess they weren't considering him a starter. He's not on the team right now, so I guess he wasn't considered a starter.
No, he wasn't.
I don't know. He's like wide receiver 3, I think, maybe. I guess Scotty Miller played more than he did. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
All right, boys. Well, we're going to get out of here because Jake is shaking in his boots right now because Houston's about to lose to Oregon State. So,
I don't know why you think I'm shaking.
because you're going to eat the chip if they lose, bro.
No.
Also, Gonzaga and Michigan have to lose.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I mean, this is the start of it, right? This is the start of the downfall.
I told you it'd be terrifying if they were up 17 points. They blow this lead, and then somehow Gonzaga heartbreakingly loses. If Gonzaga loses
Michigan
tonight,
first, right?
no, I think Gonzaga plays tonight. Gonzaga and USC play tonight.
all right, Jake, send us out of here.
All right. Thank you.
Arkansas
Go
plays tonight.
Houston Cougars. Thanks for listening. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on Twitter. Go ahead and watch us on YouTube. I think we missed an episode.
We did.
We'll get it posted. New videos
My bad.
every week. For those who know Dom Mazzetti, we'll appreciate that. Thanks for listening. We're out of here.